So the market is being completely irrational today. I'm going to explain how to profit from this and how to take advantage of this peak fear in the market. While we're seeing today the stock market going down and Bitcoin following, ETH is following, the crypto space is following. Now we need to understand what's causing all this drama. Bitcoin is not down a lot. It actually started looking good with ETH as well, with the market all starting to look good. We're starting to see some relief. But what's causing the problem is Trump tariffs. These tariffs are creating a lot of uncertainty that the market doesn't like. And what we all know now that Trump is completely playing around with the markets here, especially with this irrational fear that we see now today. Now, we have not seen this type of fear consistently staying in the market or persistent in the market this since basically the FTX collapse, which marked the bottom basically and back in the days. And whenever we see those whenever we see this fear like that, this usually is the best time to be buying. But let's see how we can make money off this, and let me explain to you how I caught few of these meme coins that you see right now in the top in the billions of dollars here. If we go to CoinMarketCap, like Pepe, Bonk, Floki, those are still in the billions of dollars, let's say, or close for Bonk and Floki. And both, when I got onto those, the market was complete trash, by the way. Back in the days, actually, guys, Bitcoin was just trading in this tight range and just broke out of this bear market range. That's the most important to keep in mind. Now, if you were not here back in the days, this was peak fear. And the market looked like hell, looked like it's gonna go down. Bitcoin was at 16K. The first time ever we've seen Bitcoin actually going below its previous bull market all-time high, which was the 2017. We never actually seen Bitcoin going below it. So it actually went below it. And back in the days here, if you were not here, people were calling actually for the market to go lower, for Bitcoin to go to 10K, even lower. People were just calling for lower prices and lower prices and lower prices. So what I wanted to talk about most importantly, guys, which ties to today's video, how to make money from this crypto chaos. Now, back in the days here, I had a plan that once Bitcoin goes below 20K, I will start buying Bitcoin, and most importantly, I will start buying cryptos that I do feel like are very undervalued right now. So this is when I started buying Floki. Basically, Floki back in the time was around $20 million in its market cap in lower. And the reason I was buying it is because we had not much choices back in the days. We had Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, and a few other meme coins, and we did not even have a meme coin section on CoinMarketCap. It just came in later, and it wasn't really as filled as today. But the thing is, I was like, I want to buy something that has way more potential to the upside than, let's say, Bitcoin. Even though I was buying Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, and those, I started mainly looking at those with the highest upside. So Floki came into this picture. I actually bought in as well Fetch AI and Injective at the same time as well, which both did 40x. But later on, I started looking more into meme coins, and basically this is where Pepe came into this to the space. So Pepe came in where Bitcoin was at 29K, 30K, getting rejected of 30K. Now let me show you something that you would see now in hindsight. It looks like it was obvious that we're gonna pump, but back in the time here, if you look at this chart and you hide this, we can hide all of that. It just looks like Bitcoin went to the range high and it's going down. It's gonna go down back to 19K at least. We also have a CME gap here, and we also just got rejected of this 35K major level, and Bitcoin was going down here. So that's the time that back in the days here, we had so much fear in the market, but not as today. When you go to the fear and greed index, it was not as fearful as today, because basically the market was just numb at that point. The market had nothing to think, had no opinion basically. So, but still people were very bearish and calling for Bitcoin to go lower. People will throw shit at you if you actually talked about buying anything here. Now, back in the days here, what happened is that we had Pepe. Pepe got listed on Binance. It went to Binance very quickly. These are daily candles. So by the time I remember I saw it on Dex Screener or Dex Tools, basically that's what I saw on Dex Tools. It started running. We had no idea what was that, why there is a trending meme coin. So remember, back in the days, meme coins were not as today, like very prominent, but they were still very controversial. Very, very, very controversial. Not like today. Still, they are controversial, but back in the times, to see a trending meme coin, that's something impossible, or seen as hilarious. But it got listed on Binance regardless, which caused some to think, right? Why did Binance list a meme coin back in the days? What's happening? So that got me to really believe in that. Probably what we're seeing is that meme coins are probably going to dominate again, because we just came out of this range, and back in the days here at the highs, this is where Shiba Inu was dominating, and a lot of meme coins were dominating just right before the bull market ended. So it was clear to me that they are gonna dominate again, especially that they have this major speculation around them, and they don't have a ceiling like most of the other cryptos. Let's say if you look at Cardano, you know that Cardano has a ceiling. It will never flip Ethereum, let's say, or it will never surpass certain market cap, because we know that's where they go usually. But for meme coins, we don't have a ceiling, and especially they start at very low market cap. We know that the ceiling is 100 billion with Dogecoin, and anything is possible with meme coins basically. But the thing is, Pepe got listed on Binance and started trending lower. It looked like it looked horrible. It looked like it's never gonna come back. Plus, keep in mind the market was going down as well. Bitcoin was going down. It looked like it's over. It's never gonna come back. And little do you know, this is the best time to be buying. Chaos is the best time to be buying, when the market is fearful, when the market is calling recessions. And also back in the time here, they were calling recessions. Back in the time here, we had no hope of any rate cuts. There were no cuts at all. The market was just had no hope basically. But regardless, I still looked at Pepe as something worth buying. And what happened again is this part here, we started seeing the Pepe team selling. They split up, there was some drama, they started selling, and Pepe bottomed. And I remember this is when I started heavily buying into it, and you can check on my channel. I remember this, I made a video about this double bottom, and this is when I heavily started buying into it. And little do you know, it did a 40x from there. Same thing with Floki. If we look at Floki as well, now this is even worse, because when you look at it, this is basically looks like it rugged. This is the bear market over. The bear market, this is the floor for back in the time. This is the floor we had for Floki, and it was pretty much, it did not look good, right? You would see this and you would think it's over. You would think that that's never coming back. So keep in mind, this is between 40 or $50 million market cap. That was basically the floor, between around 30 million, between 20 and 30 million to 40 million. Sometimes it goes up to 100 and goes back down again to 50. This is October, and this is pretty much this whole range I was buying into. This whole range, this was the floor basically for Floki. And as you might think, right, you think this is over, it's never gonna come back. Then we had a pump, then again retrace, then a pump, then again retrace, and all that while the market was still kind of not great. Now here is February 2023. We had this rally here, and if we look at Bitcoin back in the time, this is the first rally that Bitcoin pumped, right? You see this rally from Bitcoin. This also showed here this massive pump, but then completely retraced it back down. Then this is November, December 2023. This is also Pepe pumping, Bonk, and all those. But Floki did not follow until later on. But just as an example, the best time was when best time to buy is when we had peak fear in the market, like today, exactly like today, with irrational fear based on simply one guy, Trump, talking about tariffs. This day we have tariffs, tomorrow we don't have tariffs. And even to add to that is that the stock market is what's causing the drops. Now the stock market is heavily, or Bitcoin is heavily correlated to the stock market. Now if it wasn't for the stock market, if Bitcoin was on its own doing its thing, it would still be going up. But you can see now that this candle looks completely like the S&P or the SPX candle. You see that the SPX was also going up, recovering. Bitcoin was recovering, Ethereum was recovering, everything was recovering. But then we have this stock market drop. Now that we know the stock market is pretty much what's causing the drops overall in the crypto space, and what's causing the market to drop, or the stock market to drop, is Trump's tariffs. And we know that Trump is pretty much is bluffing here, especially that we know Trump is a stock market guy, right? He's a real estate guy, he's a stock market guy, and he does care about the stock market. And since Bitcoin and cryptos are following the stock market, what this tells me is that cryptos are pretty much bottomed, and whatever is happening now is just due to the stock market. So as soon as the stock market will start to recover, they will recover and recover even faster and stronger. And basically this tells me why this fear is the best time to be buying. Now, I've gone through that global liquidity thing and how that ties up as well to the markets pumping and all that. This is also another reason why I'm still very bullish, and I'm waiting for this thing to break out and start to show on the charts in the crypto space as well. And one thing to keep in mind as well is the dollar, which recently as well seen a bounce, which is something we could call a dead cat bounce for the dollar, because it just broke below a major range, which is a very strong range since basically January 2023. So it's a 2-year long range that the dollar just break down to. And this usually something we see with Trump is that the dollar, whenever Trump, this is the blue line represents when Trump takes office or took office in 2017, we see those drops, and it's exactly similar to today. We have this double top with a fake out, and we do have the same thing again here, a double top with a fake out. So now we're looking at the dollar, and it looks like it's this part here exactly is this part. It's exactly this part here. And we're going to see this downtrend continue. And especially with Trump looking at as well, messing with the rate cuts and causing rate cuts, this also could weaken the dollar and would just show us and just repeat the 2017 fractal that we could see again play out here. And just so I can show you this, if I add, let's say, ETH below here, so you see whenever in the past, whenever the dollar crashes, that's the dollar, and that's ETH. Whenever the dollar crashes, ETH pumps, and here with Trump, dollar crashes, ETH pumps. Now we do have again the dollar crashing. We're still waiting for ETH to start to pump. This also tells me why I'm early, and especially if we look at ETH as well is the indicator of the altcoin season. Ethereum itself is still or just right below $2,000 per ETH, which is right around the bear market prices where actually Pepe just launched the first time. So this is ridiculous, because this is telling me that we haven't had really a major rally from Ethereum, which basically that's what causes a sustained altcoin season like we've seen here, which hasn't started yet. That's also another reason why I'm seeing this chaos as an opportunity, as I'm waiting for this to start to play out. Now, even though Pepe made its rally, but there are other low cap coins that I'm looking at, like Breton ETH and others like Dorky or some other low caps that I like to look at that could do another Pepe rally. Right now, I still have my Pepe position here from the low, as Pepe could still come back up, retest its previous all-time highs. But when we say that Pepe is gonna do another rally, the other coins that are related to it are gonna go astronomically crazy and gonna go for massive rallies, as they are just still in this side, or even before even the major Binance listings, they're way back here. So that's another way I'm looking at this, and how I'm looking at taking advantage of this irrational fear that I'm seeing here in the market, and not getting shaken out by the market is very key here. Whatever happens, the market will always try to shake people and try to cause chaos right before major rallies, and we see this over and over. Now, if you see back in the time here, I'm pretty sure a lot of people did not buy Pepe back in the days here, just because they seen everybody in the space call for Bitcoin going to zero. This is a dead cat bounce. This is never gonna happen. 35K is the major local top for this year. This was 2023 basically. It's never gonna pump, and then later on you're seeing it pumping. Then we see the Bitcoin ETFs. Oh, this is a sell the news. That's it. It's over. Bitcoin is gonna go back lower. And then what we notice is that this keeps rallying. And again, we come back here at 75K Bitcoin. That's it. It's the local top. We're going down. Then we got Germany selling. It's over. We're never gonna, the bull market is over. And then we see another rally. And then again, we're having the same story. It's over. The tariffs, everything is going down. It's never gonna come back up. It's over. And then little do you know, another rally. So pretty much this being the trend this far, the trend is your friend, they say, but this being the trend this far, and it's funny enough because this trend has caused one major thing to happen here, which is sideliners. Now a lot of people have been so doubtful of this rally, and they're calling it, since actually at the beginning in 2023 they're calling it a fake rally. It's gonna fail like any other rally basically, because of the PTSD from 2022 with the bear market, with the collapses of major entities in the crypto space like Celsius, like FTX, like Luna, like all those, and this caused a major disbelief in the space, major PTSD that caused people to stay sidelined all this time. With Bitcoin going up, a lot of people stayed sidelined, did not make any money, even though they say they made it. But I've been looking at them since basically 2023, and these people did not buy anything. While I was shaking, buying Pepe and Floki at the worst feeling time. Basically, you feel like you're making a mistake, basically, but it's pretty much the best time. And everybody calling me crazy back in the days. I remember even with Pepe videos, I remember when Pepe was at $200 million market cap, people in the comment section were saying, it's over, bro. Pepe is never gonna pump. And it's always the same story. It's always the same story. Now, they're gonna be a top for sure. They're gonna be at some point a top. But at some point, the market will have to retrace back down. At some point, the market will stop rallying. And even then, I could argue that at some point, we're not gonna have a 2022 bear market style ever. Right? Unless you think BlackRock are stupid, or these big banks are stupid for having Bitcoin and ETFs, and they don't know what they're doing. Unless you think that, then we're never going to have real major retraces on Bitcoin and crypto in general. If you look at Bitcoin, basically each cycle it goes down less and less and less. Basically each cycle. So in 2017, it went down by almost like 85% or 83%, let's say. Let's put it here. So this is probably the Pico bottom, not even the Pico bottom, but close. Yeah, it's 83%. That's how much Bitcoin fell in 2017. Now, can you guess how much it fell in 2022? This is again the worst case scenario here, with Luna crashing, with all kind of worst case scenario could happened. Bitcoin retraced 77%. Now, even the worst case scenario, even let's say Bitcoin tops goes back again here, retest like 130K or something, and goes back down, the worst case scenario is a 50% drop, and that's even pushing it, right? That's even pushing it. A 50% drop will just get you back to previous all-time highs here. That's even pushing it. And the reason is because now we have actually big entities. We have a Bitcoin strategic reserves. We have other countries maybe following the same thing. We have Bitcoin ETFs. We have so much things that actually will stop the price from ever dropping as much as it did before. But to go back to my point, a lot of people are very bearish because they are sidelined. They want the price to go down because they want to buy, because they missed it, basically, because they were calling for lower. Each time we go up, they call for lower. Each time we go up, they call for lower. And now they're calling for lower because they want the pain to stop, because they were bearish. They were on the sideline. They did not make any money. And they want the prices to go down because they want to repeat that. They want Bitcoin to go back to 16K or 17K and 18K. They want to buy all these cryptos at bear market prices because they missed them. And I was there to actually see that. I saw that on Twitter. I saw people who were bearish. I saw people at 15, 16K Bitcoin calling for lower prices. Big accounts calling for lower prices. They did not buy. Who bought this is institutions and people that have a deeper understanding of the market, that don't get just don't follow the emotional cycle of this markets. That's what happened. That's why we're still seeing these bearish scenarios. Maybe we should give them a dip so that they can finally buy and shut up and let this thing go up in peace. But since they are or they were bearish since the beginning, now they will still be bearish and feel pain. And that's the reason why market just keeps going up, because it's simply running on FOMO. Because as soon as it breaks out, oh my God, I was wrong again, let me buy. And then as soon as it drops, oh my God, actually I was right about the recession, then they start selling. And then as soon as it recovers a little bit, oh my God, I was wrong about the recession, let me buy. And we've seen this being the actual narrative since 2023. It hasn't changed, right? If you just joined the market in 2024 or something, you probably haven't seen this, but I've seen this play out since basically the end of 2022, since we started trending higher. The whole time, this narrative stayed the same. Whenever we see a retrace from Bitcoin, it's the bear market. Always. It's always been the same narrative. And that's, mind you, Bitcoin worst case scenario was like a 22%. Now back in the days it was a 21%, and then that's what it needs to do actually to get everybody bearish. That's not a lot if you are new to the crypto space. Actually, we've seen Bitcoin crash 80% in 2017. That's what a crash looks like, or a flash crash out of nowhere. Bitcoin crashes 60-70%. Now we just see 10% crashes, and everybody calls for bear markets, and the reason is because they are pretty much sidelined, right? So that's why they're sidelined, and pretty much both the tops are very poor risk management, but most importantly they are sidelined, calling for lower prices all the time. Now this was at 32%. This is actually the worst drop we had. Now at 32%, you would say that would be the end of it, but it wasn't. Now it's not even that much now. Now it's only that actual drop previously was 29%. This is how much Bitcoin needs to drop for everybody to be extreme fear. That's how much it needs to drop. Now, mind you, a 50% drop on Bitcoin, this is pretty much the bear market prices. This is like bear market, because Bitcoin is having actually diminishing crashes as well. As much as having diminishing pumps, it also has diminishing retraces. Now in 2017, 84%. In 2022, only 75%. Now also here we had CME futures for Bitcoin, also institutional. Probably one reason why we had those heavy buyers again stepping in, not letting the price go lower or heavier crashes, but also because it made a massive rally after 2017, so it kind of increased the trust in the public's eye, and people buying it or front running the dip. The same thing right now. So right now we see a 30% drop on Bitcoin, and it's bear market. Bear market, run for the hills, it's over, and all that, making it the best time to buy. So that's what I want to share with you here, guys, in today's video. Don't get shaken now. The market is still looking good. We're gonna see recovery, and we're soon gonna see ETH pumping. Keep an eye on those low caps where actually the money is at. Just like I did with Pepe, you can do the same thing again with other low caps that I share with you here. So it's the same story repeating itself over and over and over and over and over and over. It's gonna keep repeating itself, and the fearful, or the ones that the sheep, the lamb that follow the markets lose money, and those that just stay calm and read the markets as they are will make money in the long term. These are the winning strategies, and this is what I've been doing basically this far. There gonna be time to be actually be fearful and to actually start selling is when this thing is in complete FOMO, complete greed, and stays there for a long time. And that's something we haven't seen yet. And also the dollar reaching the lowest amount and a new all-time high. So those are the things actually when we start discussing, well, now we should start selling, maybe it's over. It's not at the lows that we say it's over, it's at the highs. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video till the end, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.